Hey, Hillary, are you there? How have you been? I feel like it's been forever since you and I last spoke.
Oh, wow. Hi there, Lara. Yes, it really has been some time since you and I spoke, hasn't it?
I was thinking about it the other day, and I think I realized that it's been about 5 years, actually.
Oh, yes. I suppose that would make sense. That would mean haven't seen you since the first anniversary of my brother dying.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. When Harry died, I guess we kind of just drifted apart after that, didn't we?
I am very sorry for letting that happen. I want you to know that I was thinking about you, and I was worried about you. But I also didn't want you to feel like you had to be with us since Harry was gone. I just didn't want to try and force you to do something that you didn't want to do, and so I guess that's why I didn't reach out.
Oh, you don't have anything to worry about there. If anything, you were doing me a favor. I just know that being around your family would have brought up too many painful memories.
And that's exactly what I was afraid of happening.
But I'm in a much, much better place mentally. I've moved houses, found a new job. I feel like a brand new person. I even find that I'm not thinking of Harry most of the time now. There was a while where he was all that I could think of.
Of course, I can't imagine what you must have been going through, but I'm glad that you're feeling better. I was thinking about how young you still are. You deserve to live all the life you have to the fullest. I suppose that means you might be thinking about even getting married again then, right?
Well, I would be lying if I said I thought I would end up a widow at the age that I am. But I also just never imagined that Harry would have gotten sick like he did. Or that it would have progressed so quickly. It really is such a shame how he went.
Well, I just want you to know that I am sure that he was thinking of you until the very end. Well, you and Fiona, of course. I know that it just crushes him knowing that he wasn't going to get to watch her grow up.
I know. It's like one day he was here and the next he wasn't. But I didn't come to talk to you about Harry, actually. I just wanted to check in on you and see how you were doing.
Well, I'm feeling fine, actually. Thank you for asking. Are you okay, Lara?
I'm doing really great, if I can be perfectly honest with you. In fact, I think I've even fallen in love. And so just like you said, I might have a second marriage in my future. I just hope that Harry is looking down and that he understands.
I am sure that he understands. He would want you to be happy more than anything.
I'm glad you think so. What about you? Are you married yet? Seeing anyone?
I still haven't married anyone. I guess you could say that I'm still enjoying my freedom too much.
Oh, I see. So then where are you living these days if you're still not married? I remember that you used to live in that building not far from your work, right?
Yeah, that is where I lived. And it's where I still live now.
Oh, wow. So you're still living in the same place and you're still not married? Doesn't that ever get just a little bit lonely?
Actually, I adopted a cat, so that really helps in giving me some company. Besides, I've always been good at being on my own, so this isn't all that different.
Well, if you say so, but if I remember correctly, you worked for some kind of financing group, right? I bet that after all this time there, you must have been making some serious money now. And since you're not married and don't have any kids, I would imagine that means that you're able to save quite a bit of it for yourself, right?
Well, I certainly won't deny any of what you're saying.
So that I'm right? You do have a lot of money? Is it really true?
I am able to live really comfortably, but I wouldn't say that I'm rich or anything.
Oh man, I knew it! Ugh, I am just so jealous that you get to live like that.
Yeah, but like you said, it's only because I'm living on my own. The savings actually aren't that much if you think about it that way.
Wow, so not only are you rich, but you're also so humble about it. But I'm just glad to find out that you're doing so well for yourself. And sorry for reaching out to you out of the blue like this. I just had the sudden urge to talk to you though, you know?
Lara, are you there? What's going on? I just got back home now and Fiona is standing in front of my apartment door.
You mean that you just got back now? Wow, that was way later than I thought you were going to be home. And I just figured that if it had been 5 years since we last saw each other, then it had to be the same for Fiona. So I just thought you'd be happy to get to see her. Can you believe that she's already in the 6th grade? They really do grow up so fast.
No, hold on just 1 minute there. Why is Fiona here at my house? And why is she all alone? She's crying and telling me that you left her here all by herself.
Well, I'm sorry, but I've just been really, really busy with work, and so I was just hoping that you'd be able to take her for a little bit.
Wait a second. You want me to watch over Fiona while you're at work?
I mean, you are her aunt after all. I just thought that you'd be able to watch her for a little bit.
Well, I just wish that you would have mentioned any of this to me before. But either way, I have work that I'm busy with too, and I can't just drop everything to watch Fiona.
Oh, come on, she's an 11-year-old girl. What's the worst that could happen with her there? All you have to do is feed her a little, put her to bed on time, and she'll just take care of herself with the rest. Please, can you do this for me? You don't know how much I would really appreciate this.
Look, I think that you're missing the bigger picture here. You can't just drop your kid off like this.
And what's so bad about me doing that? You're the one who came home late and kept her outside that long. Besides, do you have any idea how hard it is to raise a child by yourself? Come on, Hillary, I thought that I could come to you about this because we're family.
I mean, I don't even know where she goes to school. Is she going to be able to go to school from me?
It's fine. Actually, I haven't even registered her at school at all. So I don't think there'll be any problems.
Wait, what do you mean? Are you telling me that you're not sending Fiona to school?
I mean, when I feel like it, I'll try and teach her some stuff every now and then, but she'll be fine. Anyways, don't you think that she's just the spitting image of her father? She looks just like him, right?
Yes, I guess that she does look just like my brother.
But anyways, I just know that you can take care of her. You live alone in that nice apartment. Surely you can spare the room and the money, right?
Why is Fiona as skinny as she is? Even for a little girl, I think she is still way too thin.
Well, that's just it. I don't have enough money to take care of her, if I can be perfectly honest with you. I really do wish that I could send her to bed on a full stomach every night, but I just can't. You have no idea how tough it is being a single mom. I always feel so terrible having to leave her at home so that I can go to work all day, but I just didn't think that I had anyone I could leave her with. So please, can't you help me out here? If not for my sake, then for Fiona's.
Okay, fine. Fiona can stay here for a little bit. But just how long were you thinking?
You mean it? Oh, thank you. I promise to pick her up from your place once work settles down a bit. But don't worry, I promise that it won't be that long, okay? Thank you again so much for doing this.
Laura, do you know when you're going to come and pick up Fiona from my house? Did you know that she's already been staying with me for a month now? Can you please answer me? You're not just trying to abandon your daughter with me, are you?
I didn't abandon anyone or anything, thank you very much. I gave her to you, like a gift. So I won't be going to pick her up. She's all yours, isn't that great?
Are you serious? Please tell me that this is some kind of joke.
Think of her as a parting gift from Harry. I mean, you didn't have any kids of your own, so it all kind of works out, right? Plus, she'll be able to take care of you when you get old, so it's really a win-win all around when you think about it.
Okay, I'm starting to get just a little bit sick of this, Laura. A child is not an object that you can trade or give to someone.
So you're saying that you don't want her? And here I thought that you had always really liked her when she was little.
That's not what I'm talking about. This is your daughter that we're talking about. How can you do this to her?
What are you going on about? Are you really telling me that Fiona is anything but a burden on me? Besides, I haven't even told the person I'm dating that I have a kid, so I can't just keep her around.
Wait a second. Are you serious? I don't believe what I'm reading.
Well, you better believe it, and you better keep your mouth shut up about it. I mean it. I don't want you blowing my chances to marry this guy.
But why wouldn't you tell this man that you have kids?
Because what if he finds out and then he leaves me? I just don't know how he would react to finding out that I have Fiona.
That's exactly why you should be telling him about the kid. I mean, what are you going to do if you do get married and he just finds out later? If this is really on your mind, then maybe we can look for someone who can take care of Fiona together.
I'm sorry, but I just can't take that risk with this one. I don't want to lose this man. He is really, really rich.
So you're telling me that you'd rather be married to a rich man than have your daughter in your life?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Well, don't you understand just how selfish you're being? I mean, you can't just give up on being a parent.
And why can't I? It's my life, and I should be able to live it however I want to. And if my daughter is getting in the way of my happiness, then I have every right to get rid of her.
And And you dare to call yourself a mother? Do you think she doesn't realize what you've done? She's been crying herself to sleep every night because she knows that you've abandoned her. Doesn't that upset you? Doesn't that make you sad to hear?
You don't know what you're talking about. You're not married and you haven't had kids of your own. So why do you think that you can lecture me like this?
But then why did you leave your daughter with me in the first place? I mean, if you were going to leave your daughter with someone, shouldn't it have been someone with more experience with kids? Because I'm really the last person that you should be leaving a kid with.
Hey, if you can survive a month, then you'll be fine. Just hang in there.
You break 5 years of silence just to abandon your daughter with me. You just wanted to see if I was in a spot in my life where I could take your kid.
Well, I didn't really care about where you are in life so much as I just chose you to take her. But it is true that you being rich and single made the decision that much easier. And now you can finally spend all that money of yours on something worthwhile. So make sure to spoil Fiona like I wish that I could.
I see. Well, okay, fine then. I guess I have no choice but to watch Fiona. I'll take care of her, so I'll just arrange the adoption paperwork and forward it to you when I need your signature.
Wait, are you serious? You mean that you're really going to go through with this? Wow, this was way easier than I thought it would be.
But I still feel so bad for you, Fiona. And I just know that my brother would be so disappointed in you.
You think you can guilt me with your brother? He's the one who died and saddled me with Fiona in the first place. If you want to talk about responsibility, then let's start with your brother.
You are not about to put the blame for this on my brother dying. He was fighting for his life against that disease and still managed to be a better parent than you ever were.
Ugh, don't even get me started about his disease. That was just such a pain in the butt to deal with. Honestly, by the end, he was literally so useless. The only thing he did for us was dying and getting me paid through the insurance.
Well, at least I feel like I finally understand the person you are. Hello, Lara. I just wanted to let you know that the adoption papers are being processed, but I just want to make sure that you're really sure about this. I mean, you aren't going to regret this, are you?
Of course I'm not going to regret doing it. In fact, I just wish that I thought of doing this sooner. It feels so nice to finally be free of Fiona. Anyways, I have a wedding to worry about now.
I take it that you're still with that rich guy you were telling me about?
That's right. Of course I'm going to be with him. He's going to be taking me overseas for our honeymoon, and it's going to be so great. I'm never ever going to have to wait for anything anymore because we'll have all the money in the world.
Just remember that you sacrificed your daughter for that honeymoon trip.
Oh, trust me, I remember just fine. I thank the stars that I don't have her in my life and thank her for making my life 100 times better.
I'll be sure to tell her that her own mother said that she was glad she's gone. Although, she doesn't cry as much anymore. She's gotten much stronger with you being gone. In fact, I'm sure that she would be happy to forget all about you. In fact, I wish that I could forget about you.
Oh, wow, I'm so scared of you. How dare you talk to your sister-in-law this way? You need to learn some respect.
You're no sister of mine. You're just a horrible, horrible woman who is going to get what's coming to you.
Oh, I see. Well, don't worry. The feeling is more than mutual, and I can't wait to forget you. And it'll be easy to with my new life.
Sounds perfect then. Let's just forget all about each other then.
Sounds good to me. It's just too bad that this is only going to work out for me.
You really think that that's how things are going to go? You think that you're going to be the only winner here?
But of course I am. Just why do you think it is that I've been working so hard to make this marriage work? But have fun being a mom. I certainly don't miss it.
You say that, but things might end up just like they did with my brother. You might think you have everything figured out, but then something bad might happen to your husband and you'll be left with nothing.
What in the world are you talking about? My fiancé is strong and healthy, and he won't get sick like my last man.
You act as if you can actually say that with certainty, but you never know what can happen in life. But I guess I'm glad that you fooled yourself otherwise.
Hey, what is going on? What did you do?
What are you talking about, Lara? I thought we agreed to forget about each other.
Don't you play stupid with me. It's just like what you said, the last time that you and I were messaging each other.
Literally, what in the world are you even talking about? You're not making any sense at all.
You told me that something might happen to my fiancé as well, right? Well, my fiancé just broke up with me. He said that he couldn't marry a person like me.
Oh, so you're just messaging me to tell me that you got broken up with? And it sounds to me like your ex made a good call in realizing how awful you are.
But you had something to do with this, didn't you? Why else would he have chosen to leave me all of a sudden?
It's so much that I did something. Although, I did go to see him, if that's what you mean.
Are you serious? Did you really go and talk to him?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to let him know about your daughter and what you'd sacrifice to be with him. And I suppose that he just decided he didn't want to be with a woman like you. And I, for one, think that's a good call.
But why would you go to meet with him? I never even told you his name. How did you figure out who he is?
You might not have told me his name, but you've been bragging about this man to just about anyone who will listen. And so, it just didn't take that long to be able to track down who this guy really is.
You managed to track him down? And you told him all about Fiona?
Of course I did. I mean, you were talking him up so much. But you were right. He is handsome, and from what I understand, very rich too. I guess I can see why you would be scared to lose someone like him. But more than anything, he was just a nice person.
What did you tell him? Tell me exactly what you told him. I have to know what he knows.
I told him everything, Lara, all of it. I even showed him messages that you had sent to me about Fiona.
What is the matter with you? Why would you go and do something like that? Is this your way of getting payback?
It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with Fiona. You hurt my niece and you disgraced my brother's memory. I wasn't just going to sit and let you get away with what you've done.
But well, you didn't have to stalk my fiancé and go talk to him, you know. Have you gone crazy?
The only crazy one around here is you, Lara. You literally abandoned your own child. Not only that, but you completely disrespected my late brother, your late husband, I might add. And on top of all that, the only reason you were doing all of that was just to marry someone with money.
Oh, shut up. You don't know anything about my life at all. And now, thanks to you, you've completely ruined my plans. Don't you know about all the debt that I'm in? I was going to use this guy's money to pay everything off, but now I'll have to pay it all back myself.
You really are just the worst, do you know that?
Well, what are you going to do to fix all of this, huh? Are you going to pay off my debts instead?
Of course I'm not going to pay your debts. You took out the money, so you should pay it all back. That's how this works.
But that isn't fair. The only reason I had to take out so much money to begin with is because I needed money for Fiona.
Are you telling me that you used all that money for your daughter? Because I know that's not true. When I found Fiona on my doorstep, she looked like she was barely getting enough to eat. And meanwhile, she was telling me all about the expensive brand bags, clothing, and jewelry that you got out with all the time. You were never using that money for your daughter, and you've done this to yourself.
Well, then you need to lend me some money. Please, I need help. You're the only one that I can turn to now.
I am not ever going to help you with anything, Lara. You have caused enough damage to enough lives. And now that I've stood up for my niece and late brother, I respectfully ask that we go back to forgetting about each other. Either way, it's what I'll be doing.
No, please, you're not really just going to leave me like this, are you? Don't you understand what kind of trouble I'm in? Please, Hillary, you have to help me. You really are the only person that I can turn to. You're all that I have now. Hey, are you even reading these texts anymore? Hello? Answer me, Hillary.
And so, that's how my sister lost her engagement. Not only that, but given her financial situation, she was also forced back into work. After that, I stopped hearing from Lara at all. And then, about a year later after she left Fiona at my house for me to raise, Lara sent me a letter. Of course, the reason she had to send me a letter as well as why I hadn't heard back from her was because I had blocked her on everything. In her letter, Lara told me that she had become sick. She told me that she had ended up with the same one that had taken away my brother. It was one of those times the universe shows you its sixth sense of humor. She wrote about how sorry she was and how much she regretted her actions. I gave Fiona the letter to read as well, but she ripped it up without so much as a second glance. I never wrote a response. But in some ways, I'm grateful for Lara doing what she did. Although I didn't expect to have children so soon, Fiona and I grew very close after I took her in. And it was clear that Fiona wasn't getting the kind of care that she needed from her own mother, so it made me feel good to provide that kind of care. As for Fiona herself, if you couldn't tell, she wants absolutely nothing to do with her mother. But aside from that, she is growing happy and healthy and is in an all-around beam of sunshine. Not only that, but Laura was right about her. She really is a spitting image of my brother.
Hey, Sarah, have you returned home?
Oh, I just got off work. What's up?
I am not eating dinner today.
Don't tell me. Is it another drinking session?
No, I'm doing overtime today. I'll get something at the convenience store, so don't worry.
All right, I got it. It looks like you have been taking a lot of overtime recently.
Well, it's reaching the year's end, after all. It's currently the most busy time of the year.
Is that so? It didn't feel like this last year, though.
Well, the amount of work that I received has increased over the year, which is the reason why my salary has increased. But this just means that I'm getting older. The number of colleagues that came after me has increased after all.
Oh, I see. Oh, that makes sense. But next month is our anniversary. Were you able to take that day off? We had plans to spend the night at a spa hotel for our anniversary. I hope you haven't forgotten about that. I already booked the entire trip, too.
Everything's going to be fine. I've already taken time off work for those days.
All right. I'm glad you were able to work that out. I went a little overboard this time and booked us a hotel that's very nice. We only get to celebrate our anniversary once a year after all.
Wasn't that the exact same excuse you used to buy yourself a present this year?
Hey, don't call me out like that. Right. Other than that, can we talk about your credit card bills that just came in? It seems like you spent quite a bit last month. I was a little shocked when I saw the bill.
What? Did you see my bank statement?
Yeah. I thought it was mine at first and accidentally opened yours.
I see. The reason why it seems so high is because I fronted the money for some client dinners.
Is that so? So it will be reimbursed to you again then?
Yeah. But anyways, don't be looking at my letters without my permission. Make sure you check who the letter's for before you open them from now on.
What's the big deal? We're a married couple. Are you buying things that you don't want me to know about?
It's nothing like that. But if someone opens up a letter addressed to you, wouldn't you feel uncomfortable about it?
Not really. I'd have no problems if you read through any of my letters.
Well, I do, all right? You know those people who look through other people's phones without their permissions. Personally, I have a problem with that kind of behavior.
Well, phones are different. Those have personal conversations with friends and things like that. So I don't agree with snooping around in other people's phones either.
Right. Men will be men, and we check out naughty websites now and then, you know?
Whoa, that's way too much information.
See? It's best for us both if we don't know, right?
So does that mean you look at those sites too?
Well, I am a man at the end of the day. I will admit that I take a peek at those sites now and then.
Even when you have me?
True, but that's that, and this is this. I don't expect you to get it though.
Well, I guess I do occasionally visit strange websites as well, so I can kind of understand what you mean.
What do you mean by strange websites?
Don't ask me that.
Well, now you have even me more curious. Are you maybe browsing dating websites?
No way! Why would you even ask me that? I'm a happily married woman. I have absolutely no business being on sites like that.
I mean, I was wondering what kind of websites you mean when you say strange websites.
It's nothing much, really. Sometimes I just browse around, looking up random things, and I thought that it would be pretty embarrassing if you knew what I was looking up. Oh, by the way, what do you want to do for the holiday seasons this year? Should we visit your parents?
Did you just change the subject?
Oh, just let it go already. So, what are our plans? Did your mom say anything regarding this?
No, she hasn't said anything to me. But honestly, we don't have to go back every year, right? We went back for Thanksgiving after all.
Well, I would like to take the time to relax at home without having to travel here and there. but you should at least contact your mom about it. Make sure to ask whether it's fine if we don't visit for the holidays this year.
I got it. I'll ask about it later.
Yep. Please take care of it. All right then. Good luck with your overtime. Dinner will be ready for you when you get home. And be careful on your way back.
I'm sorry, Sarah.
What? What's wrong? Didn't you just text me you will be late today?
It's not that. I understand this week is our anniversary celebration, but could we cancel it?
What? Why?
Mother fell over in the kitchen.
Mother did what? Is she okay?
It seems like she overdid herself, but she will be fine after a few days of rest.
So that's what happened. Make sure to bring her to the hospital for a checkup, okay?
I will. Well, it seems like she wasn't sick or anything. It's more her accumulating a lot of fatigue. But I'm kind of worried, so I'll be at my parents' for a few days.
I see. If that's the case, then everything is fine.
I am so sorry, dear. You were looking forward to this spa trip and had really booked everything in advance. I feel so bad about it.
Never mind that. Just be beside your mother and make sure she is okay. We can always celebrate our anniversary next year. By the way, isn't it better if I were to be there for her too?
No, it's okay. You should rest well at home. You already took time off of work, didn't you?
I still have paid vacation left over. If I want to rest, I can just take them.
After all this effort, I think it would be best for you to just stay home and rest. Even if you come here, you have to rush here and there since your paid vacation only lasts for a few days. So don't worry, as everything at my parents' will be fine as long as I am here.
Would everything really be okay? Doesn't your dad need someone to cook for him? And Mom would also need someone to help her take care of things around the house.
Everything will be fine. That's why I returned home after all. Oh, but Mom will be untactable for a few days as she won't be able to reply for a while. Please contact me if you need anything.
I understand. Then please help me tell your mom to take care and not to push herself too hard. And if she has any requests, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, I will let her know. I'll take a break starting tomorrow anyways. So, I got to quickly take care of my work before returning home.
Should I prepare your luggage for the overnight stay? If you are staying over at your parents' house for a few days, you need a change of clothes, right?
No, I will do it myself, so it's okay. Just setting out the suitcases will do.
Okay. I will call to cancel the trip, so don't you worry about that.
Sorry. You were really looking forward to having this trip.
Don't worry about it. I will be fine. Now, good luck with the rest of your work. Hey, Eric. Answer the phone this instant.
I'll call back later.
Why not? You are at your parents' house right now, aren't you? Why can't you pick up the phone? It's urgent, so please pick up the phone right now.
I'm busy taking care of my mother, so I can't call right now.
Taking care of your mother? What's the situation now?
Her health is deteriorating, and I'm having a hard time taking care of her. Anyways, I'll contact you when everything settles down. Please be considerate while I'm at my parents' house.
Deteriorating? Isn't your mother cooking right now? What in the world should I be considerate about?
Huh? What do you mean by cooking?
What I meant was your mother is currently at our house.
What are you talking about? That is impossible.
If you don't believe me, why don't we make a video call right now?
Why would my mom, who isn't feeling well, go to our house?
It seems like she got into a fight with your father. They came here to play while sightseeing.
Is that true?
You are the one to know best if it's a truth or a lie, don't you? So, what's going on? Your mother looks so energetic and healthy, and she says her health hasn't deteriorated not even once this year.
That? No, it's a misunderstanding. My father is the one who wasn't feeling well.
Oh? Your mother fought with your father in the morning, though. Not only that, your father also even contacted your mother to ask for her forgiveness.
No, what I meant was, how should I put it?
Stop with the stupid lies! So what is going on here? What in the world are you doing right now, and where are you?
I will come home immediately.
Are you deaf? Where are you is what I'm asking about.
That, after coming home, we will talk about it.
I will talk to your mother about everything that has happened.
Yes.
I can already predict what is currently happening. If you destroy the evidence, I will never let you off. I won't listen to any excuses. Anyway, you better spit out everything that has happened.
Sarah, are you awake?
I am awake. So have you signed the divorce papers? I want to send it out quickly.
About that, can we talk about this one more time? I am really regretting what I did.
What are you still going on about? The divorce has already been decided upon. We have already finished talking about the splitting of property.
But I really didn't expect things to end up this way. You are precious to me, Sarah. I never meant to hurt you this way, I swear.
What are you even saying? You fell in love with a girl at a bar and have been spending money on her these past few months, haven't you? What's more, you did not only use your own money, but you used our shared savings. You even canceled our anniversary trip and instead went on a trip with that girl. Isn't that right? Honestly, how can you say that you do not deserve this divorce?
Like I said, I was not serious about that girl. It's just me playing around, that's all. I didn't really think anything is going to start with that person.
You would spend $50,000 on someone you were playing around with. Wow, that is amazing. Did you even spend that much money on me before?
I might not have spent that much.
It's not might have, but it is not have. Is that not it? And saying you were not serious about it. Didn't you go on a trip with her? Is a married man going on a trip with a woman alone normal?
They wouldn't normally go.
You might not be thinking about getting married with her, but you still have to do the right thing while in a relationship. Otherwise, you wouldn't even go on a trip together, right?
No, but I haven't done anything wrong. I did not even touch her.
How could I possibly trust you now?
Well, I was a late bloomer in terms of relationships, so I am not the type to hit on girls.
A married man who went on a trip with another woman has zero credibility.
Sarah, please trust me. I didn't want to end this relationship with you, and I never even thought of it. It's like I was being possessed, and I couldn't think straight. You got to believe in me.
You being possessed or not, what doesn't have anything to do with what is going on. I was worried when you might be falling sick when you were working overtime. You were actually going to the bar and having a great time, weren't you?
I wouldn't say it was fun. Rather, I was taking a break.
Canceling your once-in-a-year wedding anniversary trip and going off to play with your girlfriend. Not even that, using the savings money meant for our future home wasn't bad enough. This much was excessive enough for me. It is impossible for me to live with such a partner.
I will return the money I have used. I will plan our anniversary trip and do everything from the planning to the reservations.
What? Did you think I would want to go on a trip with you after all that?
Then how can I make you forgive me? I have reflected on it so much.
It's not even a matter of you returning the money or celebrating our anniversary. Not long ago, didn't you send a message online to a girl who was barely 20 saying, "I love you"? Using thousands of dollars and lying to his wife about his parents being sick so he could go on a trip with his girlfriend. It is so disgusting. I do not think I can live with such a person. I really regret and even feel bad for myself for marrying you.
Please don't say that. There was no emotions in that relationship. It was really just a little game. The only one I truly love is you.
Stop right there. It will only piss me off when you tell me you love me. What do you mean by it's a game? Even to the point of betraying your wife?
I am in the wrong.
I am very well aware that you are in the wrong. I really can't take this anymore. I can't deal with you, Eric.
Please consider one more time. I know you really don't feel like hearing me out. I really want to be with you for the rest of my life, Sarah.
Remember what I said earlier about me looking at strange websites?
Huh? It's the one you didn't tell me about.
From that time, I was already suspecting you of being unfaithful in our relationship. You were giving off a different vibe than usual and acting very strange. When you kept coming home late, it got me thinking. It resorted to me using various websites to check if my husband is having an affair. I was originally looking at websites that helped me make sure I wasn't boring enough for you. But when I saw you and that girl's exchange online, the many lies you spoke made me give up on you.
Sarah, I'm sorry.
That's how my feelings for you died. That is why I do not want to have anything to do with you anymore, Eric. I can't trust anything you say. I lost both love and the care I had for you.
I am sorry. I am really sorry. I admit my mistakes. I will never let you get hurt again, so please. From now on, I will always put you first. I promise.
I can no longer believe in what you say. That is why I am leaving you. From the start, I truly believed that we were good for each other. But all that trust was destroyed by you. Using your parents as an excuse. Canceling our anniversary trip to play with another girl. Everything was done by you, wasn't it? From now on, you can do whatever you like. I won't blame you. Because to you, your game was more important than your family, wasn't it? Even after that, my husband still refused to sign the divorce papers because he did not want to go through with it. Therefore, with the help of my in-laws, I managed to get a divorce the other day. Also, the amount of money he spent from our savings and on the girl was paid back along with the alimony. However, it seems like the money I had since I was single was put into the savings, so my in-laws paid me back that money as well. I heard that Eric has to repay his debt to his in-laws every month. Naturally, this means that Eric, who is almost penniless, is no longer able to visit bars and now only commutes between work and home. It seems like he thinks that if he lives an honest life, he will be forgiven someday. But in all honesty, I never want to see his face ever again. Whatever the case, I have no intention of remarrying him. He seems to be delusional that he can go ahead and waste his own time. I think he should just continue repaying the debt that my in-laws have taken over for me. After the divorce, I changed jobs and moved to another state. I am still getting used to life in a new environment, but thanks to the business of it all, I am able to live my life without worrying about the small things. I do not regret divorcing Eric and have no feelings for him left. But I still carry a piece of me that still hurts whenever I think of him. The wound that he left on my heart has not healed, and I think it will take time. However, I will try my best to do what I can now. And I anticipate a new, fun, and fulfilling life as I look forward and move on to the next chapter of my life.
Hey, Tammy, are you there? I was just wondering if you'd already gotten back home.
Oh, hey, Sam. Yes, I actually got home not that long ago.
Thank you so much. I know it's kind of a lot asking you to be here a whole month. Make sure to tell your husband we're sorry about this too.
Oh, don't worry. I talked to Ahmed and he said he was fine with it. After all, he understands about having to take care of family. If anything, now I'm worried about when would be a good time for me to leave. I hate to leave too early.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I just want you to know that having you here was a huge help for us.
Well, of course. I was more than happy to be able to be there for you and Mom. But I really am worried about Mom, though. I mean, are you sure that you're going to be okay taking care of her on your own?
I don't think there's anything to worry about anymore, especially after all the help that you've done around here. But don't worry, my wife and I will make sure to take good care of your mom.
Well, okay, but I just know that you don't really know all that much about nursing, isn't that right?
Yeah, but I've been reading some books, and I'm sure that I'll adapt to it over time. I mean, it's not like you were a pro before coming here.
It's true, but you do remember that I helped take care of Grandma for a long time when she started to get up there, right? And I'd like to think that I learned quite a bit about what it takes to take care of someone older. In fact, I always thought I'd be the one to take care of Mom since you moved out of the house so early.
I know, but I was young and pretty dumb then. I just wanted to get out, but now I really do want to be there for Mom.
Well, okay, but you know that it's not going to be easy. And I'm also more than happy to come back here and help. I mean, even if you wanted me over just one day a week, I wouldn't mind driving out here and doing that for you.
Oh, come on. You know that I can't ask that of you. You live far away, and I would feel so bad to keep taking away from your family and home. So please don't worry about this anymore, okay?
Sam, I am telling you that Ahmed really is okay with this. In fact, he agrees with me that I should be there if you need me.
I get that, but I have Erica here, and if I need anything, I'll ask her for a hand before coming to you. But I really am so grateful for all that you've done here already. But now it's time for me to take care of Mom.
Well, I guess I can understand that. Okay then, I know that you'll do your best. I still can't believe this happened to Mom. I mean, who knew that shock could have such an effect on her?
But it wasn't just the shock, right? I thought she had some kind of stroke. I mean, she can't move half her body, right?
Yes, it was a stroke. And Mama's going to put on a happy face and pretend that she's fine, but you really have to keep an eye on her.
Well, I'm glad that she still has some control over her body. I mean, when I heard she had a stroke, I was afraid that she was going to be in a coma or something like that.
Yes, of course. I'm so happy that Mom isn't worse off. But I guess these things really can happen out of nowhere. I mean, Mom seemed so healthy and she got exercise and everything, but she still couldn't avoid this.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's honestly still hard for me to wrap my head around. My image of her is just so healthy and active and, well, I guess I need to accept the reality of the situation.
I know what you mean. I'm still struggling with it myself, to be honest. But I really never thought that the day would come when you would ask me to take over taking care of Mom. I really did always think that I would be doing this for the rest of Mom's life.
I know, and I'm sorry for the way I acted when I was younger. I never meant to cause any pain or worry, but I know that did cause trouble for you and Mom. But now I want to make up for the past by doing this. It really is the least I can do.
I really didn't think that I'd ever see the day when my big brother would be saying these words.
Well, I've done some growing up myself since then, and I realize now that I owe a lot to Mom, and I really have a debt to her. So please don't worry about a thing.
Thank you so much for doing this, Sam. I just hope that Erica is okay with having Mom move in with you guys. I hope you two have really talked this out and know what you're getting into.
Yeah, of course. I've talked this over with Eric. She understands completely.
Are you really sure about that, Sam?
Of course I'm sure about it. Why would you even question something like that?
Well, it's just that if I remember correctly, Erica and Mom never really got along all that well, right? And this was all before Mom had her stroke and ended up like this.
What are you talking about? They never disliked each other. They get along just fine.
I just never really thought of Erica as being on board to do something like take care of our Mom.
Come on, Tammy. Don't you think you're being just a little rude right now? How could you just write off Erica like that? You have to have more faith in people.
I guess you're right. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to imply anything. I just want to make sure that we're doing what's best for Mom.
Well, I want you to know that Eric and I aren't the people that we used to be. We're older and more mature, and we really want to be there in any way that we can. I mean, we're family, and we need to stick together. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's right. You're right, and I'm sorry for doubting you. Take care of Mom and let me know if you need anything from me.
I'll make sure to do that. But you really should just leave it all to me. I'm going to make sure Mom is just fine. Don't you worry about that. You're not going to have a single reason to worry with Mom at my house.
Oh, I certainly hope so. Sometimes I lose sleep worrying about Mom, to be honest.
Well, know that she's with your older brother, so there's going to be no need to worry about anything at all.
You're right. I really should have more faith in you. I know that you can do this. But I just want you to know that it isn't easy. It takes a lot of work, okay? So seriously, if you ever need any help, just please don't hesitate to ask, okay?
Okay, but I really am going to try to do things all by myself. I really don't want to bother you with this. You need to go home and be with your family now. So don't worry about things here. They're going to be just fine, okay?
Hey there, Sam. I was just wondering how things have been taking care of Mom.
I mean, I'm doing it, aren't I? What is this about? Why are you asking me this?
Oh, well, it's just that you know that Mom and I talk every day just about, right? And it's just that Mom was complaining a bit about you. She says that you've been ignoring her when she asks for water. Is that really true, Sam? Have you been doing that?
What? She really said that to you? That's absurd. Of course I'm not doing that.
Okay, well, I'm just asking because Mom said that you haven't been doing a lot to take care of her. And she keeps asking for me to come over and help her. Are you really sure that you're good to take care of her?
Of course I'm all right to take care of her. Mom is just being overdramatic. I am doing everything she asks.
But if that was really true, then why is Mom complaining to me about you not doing that?
She's just getting old and her brains are all fried from her stroke. You should know better than to listen to her. In fact, I didn't want to say this to you because I didn't want to worry, but Mom's been acting kind of strange lately.
She's been acting strange. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. She's been saying things that make no sense at all, and then she'll get hungry after I just served her dinner. It's the same for water, too. But she doesn't even do anything all day. She just falls, eats, drinks, falls asleep.
So you're saying that you haven't been ignoring her, it's that Mom is forgetting she's been fed.
That's exactly it. That's what's going on. I'm telling you that. I really think she's starting to lose her mind now. I don't know all the details. I'm not a doctor or anything, but she's just been acting really selfish lately, and it's starting to upset Erica and I. In fact, we probably have just as many complaints about her as she does about us.
Well, I'm not surprised. Like I said, nursing really isn't easy, but I don't get the sense that Mom is any less sharp than she's ever been from her texts.
I know, but you're not actually interacting with her like we are, so you can't know what we're talking about. I mean, it's not like she's always acting off. But it's just that when I talk to her, you can tell that something isn't quite right. I don't know. It's weird, but if you were here, you'd understand. But there have been times where it seems really, really bad.
Oh, I see. Well, I didn't realize that all of this had been going on this whole time.
Well, people say that older people going through dementia start to get really rude at the start of it. And since she moved in here, I don't think Mom has been very pleasant to be around at all. So anyways, just please don't buy everything that Mom tells you about us. We really are trying to do our best, but nothing ever seems to be good enough for Mom.
I see. Well, in that case, I'm sorry for ever doubting you. It sounds like things are going much worse than I had thought. Would you want me to come over and help you and Erica with Mom for a bit?
No, I really don't think there's any need for you to go and do that. It's not like we're having trouble taking care of her. It's that Mom doesn't realize she's being taken care of. We're doing everything that we should be doing, so there's really no need for you to be here.
Well, I understand, but I'm still your sister and Mom's daughter. I really wouldn't mind going over there just to pay a visit.
No, come on. You know that I'm not going to make you do that. I have Erica here, and we have plenty done between the two of us. I mean, I've already said, it's not the taking care of Mom that's the hard part. And I'm sure that your husband wants you at home much more than he wants you over here.
I've told you plenty of times that Ahmed really doesn't mind at all. But I really am sorry that it appears there's not much more I can do.
There's no need for you to apologize at all. I told you that I'd take care of Mom, and I'm going to keep my word. Things are really okay, but if anything happens, I'll be sure to reach out to you.
Okay then, sounds good. Really, you can reach out for anything, okay? Hey, Sam, are you there? I just wanted to reach out because I'm having a little trouble getting a hold of Mom. Do you have any idea at all what might be going on? She's not even reading my text anymore.
Oh, right. I actually forgot to tell you this earlier, but I had to finally take Mom's phone away from her.
Wait, you took Mom's phone away from her? Why in the world would you go and do something like that? Our Mom can barely move. All she really has now are the TV and her phone.
And I realized that very well, but I still had to do it. Mom isn't getting any better, and she's even started to going online shopping sites and buying all kind of wild things. Then she started dialing random phone numbers and started talking to strangers, so I finally had to take her phone away from her.
I don't believe it. It sounds like Mom hasn't gotten better at all. What are we gonna do?
Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. But anyways, I'm not even sure that Mom really gets how to use her phone anymore. She even called and had an ambulance sent to our house. She even called the cops on us once, so I had to do something before she caused any more trouble for anyone else. I didn't want to have to do it, but Mom left me with no choice.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea about any of this. That's so awful.
Yeah, it really is. I'm afraid that we might have to get Mom some professional help for what she's dealing with.
Well, so you really think that this all goes back to her stroke then? You think that she's slowly losing brain function as well? Well, I shouldn't even say slowly. It seems like this has gotten so much worse in such a short span of time.
I know what you mean, but I'm not a doctor, and I really can't say if one thing has anything to do with another. But it is true that all she does is sleep and eat most of the time.
Yeah, she was telling me about how bored she was all the time.
Well, it sounds like all that sitting around and being on her phone must have really affected her brain. It's honestly tragic, but we should accept the reality we're living in. This is our Mom now.
Well, if that's the case, then I have to go and visit. I just can't sit here and hear about this happening. Besides, I am sure that you and Erica must be exhausted dealing with her now.
I really am grateful for you wanting to do that, but you might want to hold off. I just feel like Mom is really in a really delicate spot right now. I'd hate for us to do anything that upsets her. It might worsen her condition, and what good would that do anyone?
Well, sure, but this is our Mom that we're talking about. I can't just sit here and do nothing.
But we don't even know what Mom needs from us. She certainly doesn't seem like she's doing better mentally or physically. And I don't think we should be taking any risks that we don't need to be. So if anything else happens, I'll let you know, okay?
Well, okay then. Please remember to take care of yourselves as well. I know that you're saying you're fine, but I just hope Erica is as patient as you are with all of this. And if you ever need anything, you can always ask for my help. Don't wait until you're dead tired of taking care of her to do it too.
Of course not. Thanks so much for always wanting to be there. But I think we'll be just fine. You can leave Mom to me.
Hey, Sam, what the heck is going on here? Did you and Erica really leave Mom at home alone to go on a trip?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where is this coming from all of a sudden?
Don't play dumb with me. I heard that you've been out of the house for 2 weeks now.
Oh, right. Well, about that, I guess I just forgot to mention this to you.
Forget to tell me what? What are you even talking about? How could you do this to our own mom? You were supposed to be taking care of her, and you're not even there with her.
Oh, come on. She's going to be fine. All she does is sleep all day. She probably hasn't even noticed that we left her like that. And how did you find out about this? Did you go to our house without asking us first?
If you must know, Mom called me over.
And how in the world could Mom have gotten a hold of you? I took her phone and made sure it wasn't in the house when we left.
Apparently, Mom dug an old phone out of some kitchen drawer or something, but I don't understand. By the time I got to your house, Mom was covered in bruises.
Man, she really just doesn't know when to give up, does she? She had more strength than we thought, I guess.
Sam, please. What's going on? Mom was so skinny, I thought she would just blow away with the wind. I thought you said she was suffering from dementia, but this is so much worse. Did you take her phone from her so you could try and keep her from reaching out to me?
Well, I guess the jig really is up now, isn't it? And here I thought I did such a good job of hiding it from you, but I didn't think she would know how to look for older models of phones in the house. I should have just destroyed them all to begin with.
What about this is funny to you, Sam? I mean, do you two not realize at all what you've done here?
Well, Erica was really wanted to take a trip overseas. I thought Mom would be fine. I mean, I left food and water out for her.
You really think you left her enough to get by for 2 whole weeks?
She doesn't eat much. Besides, we were trying to save money to use on our trip and didn't want to break the bank.
Oh, I've heard all about how you cut corners on food with Mom. She says that you always leave her hungry.
She's lying. We always give her more than she really needs. I mean, she doesn't even move.
Well, then why is Mom looking so frail? Why does she look half-starved, huh? You clearly aren't feeding her enough. How could you do this to our own mother? You told me to leave her to you, and I trusted you. I should have never, ever let you take care of her to begin with. This was all a mistake.
You know, things actually started out great, but then as time passed, taking care of Mom became more and more a chore.
But didn't Mom's retirement money help you guys out at all? Because Mom told me that you cleaned out her bank account. And she says that you and Erica used it all just to take Erica on a huge shopping spree.
Okay, I've had about enough of this. I'm your older brother, and I'm telling you to stop this. Besides, what Erica and I do is between us and doesn't concern you.
It concerns me if you were lying to me about what you were doing with Mom this whole time. I can't even believe that you're trying to defend yourself right now.
Don't I have a right to tell you my side of the story? Is Mom dead? No. Then I guess she's taken care of, isn't she?
Of course she's not being taken care of, Sam. Even now, you've literally abandoned her to go on vacation.
Okay, fine. I get it. You're mad. But I'll buy you a bunch of souvenirs, so forget all about it.
I am never, ever going to give you Mom again. I am going to take care of her, and you'll never see her again.
Well, fine. Go ahead and do that. We squeezed all the money that we could out of her anyways, so there's no point in keeping her around. And at least when she finally does die, we'll get a slice of her life insurance policy.
Here I thought you had finally changed. But you haven't changed at all.
Oh, sis, we're back. Don't tell me you're still mad about the whole mom thing, right? I bought you a bunch of stuff just like I said I would.
Mom is in the hospital right now. The doctors say that she was severely malnourished. Not only that, but she was covered with sores.
Okay, and a woman her age probably should be in a hospital, to be honest.
But you realize whose fault it is that she's here, right? You did this to her. You're at fault. You're a criminal.
A criminal? And what crime did I even commit? I stepped up and offered to take care of my mother. Besides, this is a family matter and shouldn't concern the police.
You do know what elder abuse is, don't you? Because it's a very real crime and one that you've committed against Mom.
Abuse? You think I abused her? I was taking care of her. You really have some nerve if you think you can talk to me like that, and do think that I was going to give you gifts.
I don't need your gifts, but you are going to pay. After all, the police have already been told that you're back. They're on their way to arrest you, and then you are going to be brought before a judge and you will pay.
You mean that you already called the cops on me? What's the matter with you?
Of course I called the cops on you. You're a criminal. You hurt our mother. She could have died if she didn't call me.
But you can't pin any of this on me at all. I didn't do anything. I mean, I fed her. She's still alive, isn't she?
You think that someone being alive means that you took care of them? I'm afraid that you're going to see you and the law have very, very different outlooks on that.
But this is our mom we're talking about. There's no way that she would actually press charges against her own son. Isn't that right?
Our mom has no problem following through on any of this. In fact, she is furious with you.
You're kidding me, but then is elder abuse, or whatever you called it, all that serious of a crime? Will I have to pay money? Am I going to do jail time?
I would go online and do some research right now. After all, it's only a matter of time before the police arrive. Enjoy your freedom while you still have it. After that, I heard that the police apprehended Sam at the airport and took him in for questioning. They determined that what Sam did was an extreme case of elder abuse, and he was punished to the full extent of the law for it. Not only did he pay for the physical and mental abuse, he was also made to pay for taking all of our mom's money away as well. By the time it was all said and done, Sam ended up owing our mom about $50,000 in damages. And since I had offered to help and Sam had insisted on taking care of Mom himself, it was easier to pin the neglect on him. On top of the legal damages, he was also charged with paying all of my mom's medical bills for her stay in the hospital, which was another huge sum on top of the $50,000. Sam had no choice but to go deep into debt to afford all of these fees. But our mom said that instead of jail time, she was only seeking a restraining order against Sam and Erica. So Sam managed to avoid jail time for what he had done. But it sounds to me like he's going to be in jail of his own making for a long time. As for my mom, she spent a few weeks in the hospital building back her strength and recovering from the neglect she had suffered at my brother's hands. She was even able to use the money she got from the lawsuit to hire a personal trainer helping her rehabilitate her body. The other day I saw my mother walk on her own while holding onto some railings, and I swear I almost cried. It made me so happy to see that determined look that my mom used to get. I thought I'd never see it again. I ended up bringing my mom back to live with me. I thought it was going to be very difficult at first, having to take care of my mom after all that she had been through, but she's already made great strides in her recovery. At this point, I feel like I'm taking care of her even less than I was after she had her stroke. It worries me to think that she might have been much closer to a full recovery had I been taking care of her the whole time. But my mom is always telling me not to blame myself for what happened. And at this point, I'm just grateful to be getting back to the mom that I was afraid I had lost.
Hey there, Richard. I just wanted to let you know that the welcome ceremony at the preschool went great. I really do wish that you could have made it, though. There were actually a bunch of other dads there.
Oh, really? But it's a weekend. I would have thought that the men would be at work or something. Unless the school is just full of bum parents.
Oh, come on, Richard. Don't be like that. They probably just took the day off to see their kids start school.
Well, that's a bit silly. I mean, it's only preschool. I don't think I could ever waste my time off on something as silly as that. Honestly, the whole thing is just a waste of time anyways, if you ask me. I would much rather be at work getting more important things done.
I see. Well, I guess I didn't realize that that's how you felt about it. But I can't say that I'm surprised. You certainly are dedicated to your work.
Well, of course I am. I'm the man of the house, and our job is to work for our families. But anyways, how was the preschool? Did it seem like a good place? I know that you took a lot of time picking out which school to send Junior to. Did the teachers seem nice and responsible?
Yeah, the whole place seemed okay to me. I didn't really see anything that would be a problem, I don't think.
You don't think? Well, how about you open your eyes and start taking a good look? This is where we're going to be leaving our kid all day. If you think there's going to be something that makes the school a bad fit, then we should go and look for another one.
Well, it's only the first day of preschool, so I think that Junior is going to have to get used to this place first. But in terms of first impressions, I really liked what I saw, and I really don't foresee any problems here.
Well, just make sure that you really try and take it all in and don't miss any details, because I really have no problem pulling Junior out and finding a better school for him.
But I think that Junior is already having a good time here. I mean, you know how kids are, but he's already playing with some other boys. I really think we should just give him some time here to see how he likes it himself.
Well, I'm just saying that we need to be careful thinking about what kind of school we send our kid to. I want to make sure that he's going to get a good education before we dedicate ourselves to one, because it's going to be a whole process to pull him out if we wait a half a year to pass.
I get that, but I don't really think preschool is all about education, you know?
Well, they should be. What's the point of sending a child to school if they aren't going to learn anything? Kids need to start being taught about the world from a very young age, or else they'll grow up not knowing anything.
I'm not saying Junior won't be taught anything, but I think that preschool is as much about making friends, playing, and being creative as it is learning.
And just what in the world do any of those other things have to do with learning at all, huh? It's a school, so they should be being educated.
But classroom learning isn't the only way that a child, especially one so young, can learn. There's a lot of learning that can be done through play and art and things like that. Maybe if you were here, you could see how much Junior is enjoying it.
Well, I'm busy with work, and besides, taking care of those sort of things are your job, so just make sure to not screw up. Got it?
Okay then, I'll ask the teachers a few questions about their curriculum and what they teach. Is there anything in particular that you want me to ask them about?
Actually, yes. Now that you mention it, I want to know if they teach any foreign languages there, and if they have any sports clubs as well. If there are any other moms there, I want you to ask them about what they think of the school, and if they think it's been good for their children, okay?
Yeah, sure, I can do all that. But I feel like even if they had foreign languages classes, that would be enough. I mean, our kid is only just starting preschool. I know you want them to learn a lot, but you've got to give them time to develop some more.
What are you saying? That my kid is slow or something? That he's going to need more time to learn? If this school can't teach my kid from a young age, that's their fault.
Richard, please. I think that you're being just a little unreasonable. I mean, Junior will learn things, that's a given.
Well, you seem to not be so sure about it just a little while ago, so if anything goes wrong with this place, it'll be on you.
Wait a second, how will any of this be my fault?
Let's think about that. Which one of us went to a great college and which one of us went to a second-rate college? I'm not going to let my son grow up stupid like you.
Okay, maybe I didn't go to some Ivy League school like you, but that's not fair to call me an idiot.
I'm just saying that kids need to become competitive quick in order to survive in this world. If a kid gets left behind, then they're basically signing their own death warrant. No, ask around and make sure that we're making the right choice with this school. And don't make me tell you to do this again. Got it? Hey, Maggie, did you make sure to send that package to my mom's house?
Yeah, I think it just arrived. Or at least I got a message saying that it did.
Well, that's good to hear. Did you have a chance to talk to my mom? How is she doing?
She says that her leg is still really bothering her, but that she is otherwise okay.
That's a relief. I just hope she gets over this fast.
Of course. Although after the package arrived, your mom sent me a bunch of money. Is this okay? I only ask because she gave us quite a bit of money when Junior started at preschool as well.
Yeah, of course you should take the money. My mom hurt her leg. You're helping her. You deserve an award, don't you think?
Well, of course I'm grateful to be able to help your mom, but I just know that she's been going through a lot, what with your relative that passed away. I know that your mom wasn't even able to go to the funeral because of her bad leg.
Ah, that's fine. She didn't need to go that in her condition. Besides, she just could have sent you there in her place, and that would have worked out fine.
Richard, please! You know that your mom really did want to be there. Besides, you can't just take the place of someone at a funeral.
Oh my gosh, it's not even that big a deal. It's fine.
Well, you might not think so, but thanks to all the running around I've been doing today, I'm stuck in traffic and might not be able to pick up Junior on time. Do you think that you could go and pick him up for me instead?
Hold a second. You want me to go and pick up our son from his preschool?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I'm stuck in this traffic, and I know that your office isn't all that far from the school. Even your mom told me to ask you, since she didn't want me driving recklessly to get there.
Did my mom really tell you to ask me to go and pick up Junior for you?
Yeah, of course she did. So can you please do this for me, Richard? It would help a lot.
Well, I guess if that's what my mom asked me to do, then I'll do it. But only today. You got it?
Yes. Thank you so much. This is a huge help. In that case, I'll just head back to your mom's and help put things away for the funeral. I know that your mom is probably wanting the company anyways.
Great. Just make sure that you don't embarrass me in front of any other relatives that might still be there at my mom's house.
I know. You've got a reputation to uphold and all that. But, I had no idea that your mom lived in such a huge house.
Well, both of my parents' families come from quite a bit of money, so it shouldn't be all that surprising. I guess you could say that I'm blue-blooded.
I know that you'd told me that before, but I still just didn't know what to expect. And her house is full of so many nice things.
Yeah, I suppose a commoner like you has probably never even been close to being in a place like that before. But don't touch anything in my mom's house. You got it? It's all very expensive, and if you break anything, then it's going to be humiliating for me.
Of course. I won't touch or move anything. You've got nothing to worry about there. Besides, your mom is going to be there. She'll make sure I don't get into trouble.
She better, and you better obey whatever she tells you to do. Remember, you're there to help her, and you should try to get her to like you while you do. After all, I'm my mom's eldest child, and you're my wife, so you have to be on your best behavior at all times.
Man, could you put any less pressure on me for this, Richard?
So what are you going to do? Are you going to spend the night there or come back after a while?
I think your mom already has her guest house set up for other guests there, so I was probably going to get home around 7?
Just make sure that you get home with enough time to make dinner. Got it? Because I'm not going to pick up the kid and cook for you.
Hey there, Richard. I just wanted to let you know that I'm leaving your mom's place. I was going to stop by the grocery store and pick up something on the way home. Do you still need dinner?
Hey, what's the big idea here? Huh? What's going on? Why is Junior like this?
Sorry, what do you mean by that? What's going on with Junior? Is everything okay?
Well, I went to the preschool to pick up Junior, and he was way calmer than the rest of the kids in his class. He was hardly even speaking. What's the matter with our son? Has he not learned how to speak yet? What are they teaching him at this preschool?
Well, I guess he's just a little shy. Kids develop at different rates, you know?
Okay, but my kid should be developing at a faster rate than the other ones. How could you let this happen to our own child?
Richard, I've noticed it as well and have talked to the teachers about it. They said that they see this all the time. But they also say that in the 6 months he's been there that Junior has grown in many other ways.
What does it matter what way he grown if he can't even speak?
I think we just need to give our child time to do this on his own. We just need to be there and foster a good and comfortable learning environment for him.
Oh, give me a break. What kind of crap have you been reading that says that? You really think I'm going to sit here and let you turn my son stupid?
I really think that you're blowing this all out of proportion, Richard. The teachers tell me this fixes itself with time.
And since when are preschool teachers medical professionals, huh? You might as well ask someone on the street for their opinion.
You really don't think that the teachers here wouldn't know what to look for just through their experience? Do you know how many kids they've had to take care of and how many different issues they faced?
All that experience, and they still couldn't prevent my son from not being able to talk. Some good it did us, huh? Now he's probably going to be like this for the rest of his life.
Richard, I seriously don't think that's what's going to happen with Junior.
My son, look how they massacred my boy. We'll just have to try and make a new child now, I suppose. No point in holding out any hope for Junior.
What are you talking about? How could you say that about our own son?
This is all your fault, you know. Something must have gone wrong with him while he was in your womb.
Okay, now you're really taking this too far. Our son is 3 years old. He is still growing. You need to calm down and let this process unfold over the time that it takes to do so.
No, my son should be speaking by now, but he's not. Now the whole school knows he's a failure with your horrible genes.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
Well, it's obviously your fault. My parents both come from very prestigious bloodlines, which means that the problem must be all your fault.
Our son is literally 3 years old. Why are you jumping to all of these outlandish conclusions? Richard isn't stupid. I don't have bad genes and things are going to be just fine. I can't believe that you honestly suggested giving up on Richard and having another child. They aren't commodities. We don't just make new ones when the ones we have are disappointing us.
Quit wasting time making excuses. You and I need to keep having kids over and over again until we finally make a good one.
Don't you remember the issues that I had just giving birth to Junior? I was losing so much blood, I could have died.
I don't care what it costs. You will keep having babies. I'm not going to let your weak body distort my genes.
I didn't distort anything, and that's so offensive of you to even say that. Besides, it's my life, and you can't order me to have your children. Richard, are you there? I was just curious about this paperwork that arrived from an adoption agency.
That's right. I want you to take Junior and drop him off at the return address. It's high time that we get rid of this defective little brat.
Richard, what on earth are you talking about? You can't be serious about this. This is your son.
Well, what other choice do I have? My son is a little screw-up. You ruined him with your bad genes, and now he's never ever going to speak for the rest of his life. In fact, you can take our dumb son, pack up your bags, and leave too. I'm going to find a woman with better genes to make a child with.
You really are just taking this way too far. Do you know that? How could you even ask me to do something like that? The only mistake I've made around here was ever thinking that you could be a good father. You do nothing to help, and the minute you run into a little trouble, you choose to give up.
Don't you dare and try to spin this to be about me. I didn't do anything wrong at all, and you know it.
Are you sure about that? Because I bet if there was anything genetically wrong with our child, it came from you. But I would never even suggest that about our boy because I love him and think he's perfect the way he is. You're the one who wasn't raised right. You didn't get a proper education, and now you're blaming me for the problems that you have.
What in the world are you even talking about? You don't know anything about anything.
Well, then why are you doing this? Why are you treating your wife and son this way? Because this isn't the way that a father should treat his child, or a husband his spouse. Don't you have any shame about any of this at all? I mean, where in the world did I wrong you raising you like this? Honestly, I have no idea how my own son ended up being so awful.
Your own son? Wait a second. Is that you, Mom?
Of course it's your mother. I'm here with Maggie because she's been telling me all the horrible ways you've been treating her and Junior.
But wait, is that really you, Mom? Please, you have to understand. I wasn't going to let Maggie drag our family down.
And in what possible way would she be dragging our family down?
Well, I just mean that it's her bad genes that made Junior the way that he is. Can't you understand that she's no good for our family?
Richard, you have no room to stand out to be saying anything about your son and wife. You're in the wrong here, and you've made me so ashamed to be your mother. I mean, you're not even human.
Mom, are you really ashamed of me? Please tell me it isn't so. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Honestly, of all your siblings, I've always had the most trouble with you. You've always just been so selfish. Maybe I should have been worried when you were little and never showed any sympathy towards anything.
Well, what does showing sympathy get you in this world? It's a waste of emotional energy that I don't have time for.
Well, a healthy and well-adjusted adult wouldn't think like that about other people. You should be wanting to be there for your wife and be eager to help your child grow.
But what's the point of wasting time with a kid who's already screwed up? What would be the point?
The point is that you married Maggie and you had a child with her, and that's your family. Honestly, why can't you be more like your younger brother? You know that everyone thinks this way about you, right? Everyone just can't believe the way that you've been treating your own wife.
What is that supposed to mean? You already told our relatives about this? That was so fast.
Well, I had to work fast to make sure that you would have nobody on your side that you could convince to be supporting you. The whole family agreed that if this is the way that you're going to act, then you don't deserve to be part of this family. After all, if anyone is going to denigrate our family name, it's going to be you.
Wait, no, you can't be serious about that. You're not just going to stop talking to me just like that, right? What's going to happen?
You really don't get it, do you? You brag all the time about the amazing schools that you went to, but you don't have anything to show for it.
I know what being cut off means. You're not really going to do it, right? Please, you can't just drop this kind of decision on me like it's nothing.
I'm afraid that I can and just have. If you weren't ready for the shock, you've had all this time to adjust your behavior. But now you should just be a man and accept your punishment. And if you really thought it was okay to be treating your family that way, then this is all the more reason to cut you off.
Maggie, what is this you've left on the table? Why aren't you home right now?
I take it you're back then. I'm not at home because I'm never going back there. I packed up my bags and left with Junior just like you suggested I do. Remember? As for what's on the table, I'm sure you can figure out that they're divorce papers.
But you were just with my mom, right? What was all that about?
Well, I thought I'd tell her about the way you've been treating Junior and I. Then she was the one who suggested the divorce. And before long, she told me that I had the backing of your whole family in this decision.
I still can't believe that my mom was able to tell everyone so quickly. I knew she liked to gossip, but...
Well, it wasn't really that hard. After all, there are still plenty of people in town now that the funeral is done.
So then that's how she was able to talk to so many relatives so quickly. But that's not fair. I'm not even there to defend myself.
You were the one that said you didn't want to waste any time with something like a funeral anyways.
But that's not fair. I'm really busy with work. Why should I have to go?
Because even if you don't like it, these people are still your family, and this is a time when families should come together. I mean, even your little brother is here. But don't worry, plenty of people have commented on your absence. I guess I didn't realize you were already so unpopular with your family already.
So then you're telling me that my whole family is there. I'm basically the one person who isn't there right now with my mom.
That's right. And I've made sure to tell them all that despite reminding you about this over and over again that you said you'd rather work.
But that's not fair. I mean, it's what I said, but you shouldn't be telling other people that.
Well, it's a bit late to do anything about it now, especially now that everyone already knows all that they need to.
But how do you know people won't start spreading more rumors about me? What have you done? You've ruined me.
I didn't do anything. You've done this all to yourself, and it's time you accept responsibility. You've always thought you were so perfect thanks to your perfect pedigree. But now not even your family wants you.
So you're going to just leave me like this? Please, Maggie, you can't do this. Please don't leave me. I didn't mean for this to happen.
After that, Richard drove all through the night to arrive at his mom's house the next day, but some of his cousins prevented him from going in the house. They told him that he wasn't welcome there anymore and that he'd forfeited his position as his mom's eldest child. Even Richard's own mother told me how grateful she was that she had a son younger than Richard. I also heard through the grapevine that Richard's work life started to fall apart after that, and finally he was forced to quit his job. Then came our divorce. We split our assets, and I was able to get full custody of Junior after presenting to the court Richard's attempt to give him up for adoption. Now he has to pay for child support every single month. To do so, Richard had to find a job quickly. Now I hear that he lives in a cramped little apartment doing his best to make ends meet and keep up with his legal obligations. As for Junior and I, after the divorce, I thought about moving, but didn't want to pull Junior out of his preschool. I was glad that I didn't, because a month after we stopped living with his father, Junior spoke his first words. Now it's more difficult to get him to stop talking than it is the other way around. In some ways, I wish Richard could be here to see it. But I know that it's better this way.